Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are breaking down the Test Cricket Championship match between India and Australia. In England? Sure, why not? It's awesome. We've got player props, game picks, best bets, stats guy. What's your favourite one out of the lot?
Probably Scotty Bowen, 2+ wickets. I just think he's going to suit these conditions perfectly.
Good job, Alex. What about you?
My continual ragging on David Warner, who wants to retire in 6 years' time, but maybe in 6 days.
Surprised. We've got player props, game picks, best bets for all of that, as well as every single pick for the NBA Finals Game 3, which is very fun too. So you better get around it. It's Code Bet Daily. It's real good. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, June 7, all day. That's right. This is episode 126. I think we should just stop counting the episodes. We've not been cancelled yet, so that's good. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. And a surprise twist, it's called Code Bet. You can find that at, and again, a surprise twist, codebet.com.au. I'm joined, as always, by the pontiffs of punting. We've got Alex Donnelly over there, freshly shaved.
Yeah, wanting to look pretty for something. Clearly not this show because I'm in my gym gear still. So, going well, doing a lot. I think we'll make 150 episodes because we won't be back in the office till then. So at that point, is that when we're like, we'll just keep going, who cares?
I'm just impressed that you made an effort. Well done.
You're welcome.
I didn't say you shaved your face. All right, Liam, what's going on? It's this guy.
Yeah, I've got my Aussie cap on. Very keen for the Test cricket that's back today.
That's awesome. It's on tonight.
Stats
and that's
guy,
what
more like hat guy.
Hat guy, yeah.
That was all right, not good. This is going to be a big day of cricket as well. We're going to talk a mess about that. We're also going to cover some NBA finals. But that's what we do here on Code Hat Daily. We are all wearing hats, and it's actually Code Bet Daily. It says it on the tin. Codes, mainly cricket today. Bit of NBA finals game 3 because that's tomorrow morning, and we probably will be taping Thursday's show just before that tip-off. So better get it all out and done today. You can actually read a giant preview article that I put up. Nothing like 1,200 words on one basketball game.
Nice.
I think I've got 1,300 on Sydney and St Kilda tomorrow night. So,
jeez, I need a bet on.
Probably pull it back a little bit, I reckon. Either way, what are we looking at today? We've got player props, game picks, and best bets for that Australia-India game in England. Test match championship. I'm also, as mentioned, going to talk about Miami-Denver game 3. And gentlemen, I think we're just looking at cricket. Is that right?
Cricket, yeah, all cricket.
Awesome. Well, with that in mind, let's get into it. Player props for this one-off championship final test. Huge. At a neutral venue. The Oval. Weird one. Look, I'm just going to I've dug in, looked at those numbers more and more and more. I'm like, I can't get off Marnus. Even with the player prop for me that really sticks out, the top first innings batsman is probably where I found the most value on that one. The 650 with Bet365.
650 is it? Oh, I didn't know.
And I was like, that's pretty good. That's across the top first innings batsman across both sides. For Australia, who's obviously much shorter. So cool. The Marnus 50 plus was what I had yesterday as well. That's still 225, and I think he might be the shortest at the moment for that. But I still love Marnus at the 50 plus, and that top first innings batsman for Marnus Labuschagne, all over it. Pujara was $9, I think, for top first inning batsman yesterday, and I believe that may have disappeared. So the 50 plus was $2.75, so I don't mind that too. We broke that down on the show yesterday about how his average is over 54 against the Aussies, but
amazing.
It's only around 30, so a little bit.
It doesn't have to play England.
That's kind of it, right? And it's like Australia have pretty substantially different bowlers to England, and we don't play with the Duke ball all the time. So it's going to be probably a little bit easier for him, I dare say, playing Australia in England. But those were my two that I really like. The bowler one is one that Alex hit on a little while ago when we sort of first brought this one up. It was Pat Cummins. And I don't know, I can't remember what Alex's actual bet was, but when I saw the over...
wickets in the first innings.
Nice one. His over, just simply for the match of 4.5 wickets, I nearly fell out of my chair when I saw it. 4.5.
The match, That's
I get that in the first innings, yo. So let's go. But 4.5, I really like that. I think Cummins, he's got I believe actually this is the thing that Alex has banged on about. His average against India is his average in England is amazing after the 2019 Ashes, right?
Yeah.
So I love the Cummins bowling props essentially across the board, but the 4.5 in the match is just unreal.
Well, his average against India looks exponentially worse than what it is given the most recent series when I think he only played one test in the end. But spinners took all the wickets.
Exactly, yeah. That's not going to happen here.
No.
Really quickly, before we let the other guys bang on about their cricket bets as well for the player props, my NBA Finals Game 3 player props. Nikola Jokic, hello. The Giant Serb, 50.5 points, rebounds, assists. That's the over-under. So the points, rebounds, assists, they have weird markets across all the sort of different bookmakers that we're aligned with, that are partnered with. Some will just have 50+. Some will have the over-under of 50.5. And weirdly enough, that's a substantially better market where you're like, that's the same thing, but here we are. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. But I guess 50+ at least if it lands directly on 50 versus the 50.5 over-under is a bit tricky. But in 17 playoff games so far, the Joker, if you had to guess his average, what would you say there, Stats Guy?
I just looked at the run sheet, but I know for a fact before today there was a triple-double, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. Averaging a triple-double, but he's averaging 30, 13, and 10. I'm no math magician, but that's 53.
Exactly. That's over, yeah.
I don't mind if you can get his average at basically even money, and that's around what you can get with a 50.5 over-under. He had awesome. 41, 11, and 4 in the last game. He had 27, 10, and 14 in game 1. Obviously, both of those hitting that over just in game 1. That's 51. But the other one I really love, so that I obviously love the Joker 50.5. That's almost an automatic lock for me at this point in the playoffs. But the one that I do love in this game specifically for game 3, you can read my giant breakdown for most of these. The assist totals, right? So I mentioned this as well yesterday. The 12+ assists is $2.30 with Ladbrokes.
That's awesome.
Mostly because if you actually break down what he's done assist-wise, because, I mean, the dude's obviously averaging 10 per game, but the way he's sort of gone about it and the way that he continually just goes, I had a bit of a quiet game. Guess what I'm going to do next time?
Yeah.
Invariably, it's, I'm going to destroy you. And that's exactly what he's done. Like, he's absolutely crushed it in a bunch of these games when he's had a slightly lower total. And so if you look at his assist total, basically, that was the 4 assists that he had in game 2 was his lowest number all playoffs. And he's gone for 12 or more in 6 of his last 8. So I do love the 12. And as I mentioned on yesterday's show, he's hit 14+ as well at a bunch of times as well. So that's $3.80 with Ladbrokes. The $2.30 for the 12+, that was probably my favorite. Other ones that I had listed out, Michael Porter Jr., the 3+ threes. That's a dude who was shooting 42% from 3 in the Western Conference Finals. He has shot, I believe, 3 of 17 for the series.
No.
So that's not great.
I'm positive he's taking lots of shots for your bet, I guess.
He is. He's taking enough shots where you're like, let's go for the 3+.
Sounds like Harry Mackay kicking for goal.
Yeah, it does a bit.
Some of them have to go
He's
through.
Playing multi-sports now.
But Michael Porter Jr., the 10+ points as well, you can sell to see that. I think the 8+ rebounds for him is still over $2 as well. There's a bloke who I believe has hit over 10 rebounds in 4 of his last 5 games before game 2. So I love his rebounds and I love his threes. And if there's one other one, there's basically, if you want to go Miami, obviously, Bam Adebayo, 35+ points, rebounds, assists. That's $2.30. He had 26, 13, and 5 in game 1. He had 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists in game 2. Give me the 35. I think at home, the way that he's sort of controlling that offense for Miami, they're running so much stuff through him that he's bang on for that. And of course, Jimmy Butler, just go the 40+. I think it sort of came to light that he's dealing with some pretty rough personal stuff in regards to his family. So hopefully, look, I think once he gets home and just goes hammer and tongs in this game 3, the 40+ points, rebounds, assists, I think he's hit over 20 and over 5 rebounds and 5 assists in basically he's averaged over 20 for basically the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's not gone below 5 rebounds, 5 assists, I think, for ages now. So I do love the 40+ to get over there if he just sort of bumps those up at home. Because he splits at home better than on the road. Nice. There you go. There's my player props for the NBA Finals Game 3 and mine for the test match. What about you there, Alex, for your test player props?
Yeah, I've got 2. The first one being David Warner in the first innings. I'm taking the under, which is 25.5 runs with Ladbrokes. Just having a look through his records and everything else. He's got an average of 26.04 in 25 games in England with a high score of 85. You take a look at his average against India. He averages 31.72. And he's got a top score of 180. I was in Australia, and you take that one out. So you take the 180 out and then look at the rest of his runs in his career against India. His average is just 27.6. So one innings has really bumped it up. And then against India and India, I know it doesn't really
work.
Yeah. It doesn't really correlate to this, but he averages 21.7 against India and India. So the numbers really aren't in his favour. He's just got demons in anytime he travels away from Australia, really. Like, you have a look.
Yeah.
He averages 58 in Australia. Bangladesh doesn't really count. He averages 62. But he averages 63 in South Africa, which their conditions are similar to Australia, so it makes sense. But then you're like, England 26, India 21, New Zealand 13, Pakistan 33.
13 in New Zealand. Jeez.
Yeah, Sri Lanka 25 and the West Indies 26.9. So anytime he travels, he's no good.
Yep.
Under 25.5, $1.83. I'm happy to take that. And as Jim hit on earlier, Pat Cummins, he's going to the over in the match. I'm going over in the first innings. 2.5 wickets. It's $1.83. His average is 19.8 in England. He's taken 29 wickets in 10 innings. So that averages out to 2.9. It hits the over. So happy to take the 2.5 at $1.83.
Perfect. Nice. Yeah. I like that.
Get basically the evens at his average. You'll take it. That's literally what I just said for Joker as well.
Yeah. I don't want to yell about $1.83 being, the over under evens. It's like, come on, guys, like at least give us $1.95.
It does.
True. I don't like that. Yeah.
It's one of the things that's gotten worse and worse and worse, I think, over the last 18 months.
Yeah. I remember when lines used to be $1.95. You're like, this is great. And now it's $1.83.
It just keeps lessening, doesn't it? Yeah.
I mean, do you want us to bet? Do you like turnover? Give us an incentive.
This is it. This is where you've got to find the alternates. And I think that's what we'll be end up doing a little bit more here on this show, I think, is having to dig into some ultimate totals. Speaking of which, with my game pick, I think I have a couple of little options there for that with the finals. But anyway, Stats guy, your player props.
Yeah, back to the Test Championship final. I'm going to look at Mohammad Shami, absolute star bowler for India. Just for him to take the most wickets for India in the first innings, I think at $3.60, I think it's really good value. He's taken 3+ wickets in 5 of his last 8 first innings. He's finally back to full health, I think, against us in the last Test series. He was in and out of the side, still a bit injured, but he's finally back to full health. I think he could absolutely tear it up with the Duke ball, can swing it both ways, has a really good Yorker. He has 40 wickets in 11 matches against Australia, which is pretty solid. With Australia's shaky openers, as Alex just mentioned, David Warner, I think he could get an earlier wicket, could fire him up. And that first innings, I think he'll lead the charge and get their most wickets. $3.60 is my first one. Then for the Aussies, just Scott Boland. We found out yesterday that he got picked. Just 2+ wickets, I think, is a really good bet for him here. He's still got the third best bowling average of all time at 13, which is unbelievable. He's got 28 wickets in 7 tests. After that, 6 for 7 in the Boxing Day test, which everyone absolutely loved. And he became a cult hero, but he's backed it up with 28 wickets, as I just said, in 7 tests. He's frustratingly good at hitting the spot. Every single ball hits the spot, can swing the ball both ways. I just think that Duke ball in England's going to suit him to a T, and I'm really glad he got picked in the end. So I just think 2+ wickets for Scott Boland in that first innings, $2.25 on Ladbrokes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just slightly worried that there's not enough wickets to go around between Cummins and
but that happened when he debuted and a few other ones.
We haven't even mentioned Mitchell Starc.
Exactly. We haven't mentioned Mitchell Starc. True. I don't think Nathan Lyon will dominate the first innings. So I think the fast bowlers he might not. I think the fast bowlers can share it around in the first innings.
I'll pay that. The 2+ actually feels pretty good for Boland. You feel like maybe one of those cheap ones late as well as one of the middle order guys.
That's what I reckon, yeah.
Nice. All right, match game picks. So for this test, I mean, as I've mentioned, the India top openers yesterday, I think we're all pretty on board with Dave Warner continuing his struggle. So the $1.91 for the top openers, off we go.
Yep.
Runs at fall of first wicket, though, was an interesting game pick that I enjoyed, 28.5. So if you think Australia win the toss, Warner goes cheap, the under is absolutely bang on there. So that's $1.90. I really enjoyed that. But then the total runs for the entire game.
Oh, I've never even seen you can bet on this.
Absolutely love this. 1,023.5 runs.
That's doing maths. You were roasting me for doing maths.
You're going to do a maths. You're like, 250 times 4 gets to 1,000. And then, but interestingly enough, both teams in their previous game against the Poms at the Oval, that over hit. The thing is whether or not you think, the innings doesn't the innings sort of totals matters a little bit there because like I don't really see like the Australians or the Indians for that matter like posting 600 in the first innings, right?
Yeah, I saw the wicket. It's pretty green as well.
So I feel like this is a 4 innings match, and I feel like it's going to be that sort of 300, 280, 280, 270, and we just eke out a win or something like that. So the over for the total runs, I feel like hits over because, look, with both India and Australia having hit that over pretty handily against the Poms, obviously a different team that they're facing at the Oval, but I still kind of like that total runs over to hit. Speaking of over-unders, NBA Finals Game 3. Ooh. Under. If you want to bump up that total point line, because I don't like the one that it sits at. 214.5 is a little bit too close to my liking. Because if you want to do some maths, and I'm no math magician, but 214.5 isn't a giant amount. That's like your 109, 107, and you're like, oh, hang on a second, how did that just hit over? You jerks. That kind of vibe, right? And I love there's alternate unders that you can get it up to with basically everybody, right? So the 216, but my favorite is 218.5 with Ladbrokes. That's $1.58, which is actually not as bad as you'd think if you're going to bump up a line for like 4.5 points.
Yes, so
it's like I think once you get up to 220, like it's down to $1.48. That's when it gets a little bit, whatever. But $1.58, you can get that to even money if you want to go with like a Denver win and stuff like that pretty easily. So I actually don't mind the under 218.5 as an alternate total line because this is a weird, like trying to break down Game 3 of the NBA Finals has been horrible because you've got all these conflicting stats basically just going, best guess, yours. Go nuts. And you're like, that's not great. That's not great for betting at all. But then you look at like stuff like Miami. I think 6 of the last 7 games between these two has actually hit the over. But these are a mix of regular season games. Game 1 actually went under. And Game 2 of the finals was tracking pretty handily to go the under until Miami decided to never miss a shot again. And hit 36 points in the fourth quarter. Turned around an 8-point deficit and the over just hit. So you kind of look at that and go, well, the trends are there, but the unders are pretty much in play. And I feel like Game 3, the defenses are now like a little bit more time to settle in, figure out what the other teams are doing and go from there. And I think they're a little bit sharper. And I think the reason that Miami were able to put up a big total in Game 2 is because Denver's defense just went absolutely spaced out and just got torched time and time again. So I think Michael Malone will yell at them a little bit more and get them a little bit more. I think
his voice again.
And I think, look, the 218.5, it feels pretty safe. The 214.5 to me, just it's brutal. So 218 is where I'm at with an alternate line. And it's just a weird one. I think 5 of the 8 Miami home games have also fallen short of like the 216.5 mark as well. So I feel like the 218 feels a little bit safe for me.
Nice.
Right, game picks for you, gentlemen. Alex.
Having a look at the over-under for the first innings at the Oval, and I'm going to take the under, which is 311.5, and you have a look at all...
311! 311! What a band. Just saying. Woo!
Sure.
It's the new corn. It's the new corn for the podcast.
Look, that just happened. Anyway.
This is where I need the NBA Australia drops because every time someone shoots 3 of 11, we have the 311
drop. The 311.
Oh,
nice.
Down, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Cool. So I'm taking the under. So the average all time is 343, but you have a look over the last sort of 8 years where there's tests been played at the Oval, and it's been well under, like way under the 311 in 4 of 8. And you also go have a look at sort of the test matches played. So last year, South Africa and England, 111, 158. India, 191. The Poms, 290.
Wow.
Yeah. Then you have a look, England and Australia in one of the tests in the Ashes, 294, 225. Year before went over. It's all England when they're batting first. It's gone over. And 1 year, Australia put on 480. But then before that, India, 148. So there's a lot of way unders there. And India, funnily enough, have been the unders a lot of the times there. So happy to take that, especially if you've had a look at the pitch. Ideally, Australia win the toss and knock over India for like 250, 260 here. and we cash in on that, then Australia can bat for a day and a half anyway, because as we should remember...
Wishful thinking, yeah.
Hey, I'm hopeful. As we should remember, this test match can go to 6 days because it's England and it's probably going to rain at some stage. So any rain delays or anything, they play that on the 6th day if a result hasn't occurred as of yet.
Nice.
That's how it would work, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that, to be fair.
Should we play the 6th day? Well, we've already won, but I mean, why not?
Just send the boys out there for 2021, right?
We got
bit of backyard cricket rules. That'd be cool.
That's a bit of pub cricket. Everyone's out there with tins.
Pub cricket, yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, you have to have a tin every 6 overs.
That would be awesome.
Just a keg behind the wickets. I love it. Righto, what about you, Stats Guy?
Yeah, to the Oval as well. I'm just digging a bit deeper in the highest opening partnership with India. We've all talked that up. We have the $1.92. I think it's a really good bet. You can check it out a bit more in depth on cobet.com.au for my preview on the match. But yeah, the shaky form of David Warner, we've talked about a lot. He's only got one score.
Watch him score 200.
I know. We've talked him down a lot. He's only got one score of 50 in all of the 2022-23 season, only averaging 9 in 2023. I'm going to lean towards the better averages of Sharma and Pujara. Sharma averages 42 in England, which is his best place away from India. And then you got Pujara, is just used his brick wall capabilities against Australia for so many years, averaging 54, as Jim just said before. He also Pujara played for Sussex in the county cricket in the build-up, as Martis did in county cricket. And I think that will really help him. He got 300s and a 50 in his 6 matches for Sussex in the county cricket. So I think that will help his build-up. I think that those India openers have had a bit better preparation, better averages. Just got to take the $1.92 on bet for them to beat Australia in that category.
Dig it. All right, best bets for the match or for today, tomorrow, whenever. So I'll lead with the finals before I get into the cricket. So we just run 3 straight with the cricket. NBA Finals, Game 3. Denver at the line. I think this is the bounce back. I think their defense locks in just that little bit more. And I think the whirring death machine offense just kicks back in a little bit, right? That's the whirring death machine comes when Joker's just like the maestro conducting the orchestra. That's all he's doing, right? It didn't happen in Game 2. His blokes didn't hit shots and they end up with 4 assists. I think we go absolutely way over that. And I think the under still hits, though, as Miami sort of struggle to get shake loose out of that defense. Like we've seen them struggle at times before. Thing is, it's really tough to pick this stupid game because Miami, they just exceed expectations every time.
Every game, yeah.
It's Boston. It didn't matter. You go, well, you see the stats say this thing. And Miami go, we don't care about stats. Whatever. We're just going to beat you. But I do love, so as I mentioned, that alternate total. So you can get Denver minus 2.5 the line, just, with your normal line bet, $1.90 odd. But also, if you want to throw in that alternate total of the 218.5 and go under that, you actually get that to $2.90, which I really, really, really like.
Yeah, that's good.
Even if you don't like the 2.5, and you're a little bit nervous and think that Denver are going to win on a buzzer beater, just the Denver head-to-head is only considering it's only a 2.5 point line, it's $1.70. So that double then would still be about $2.60. So
good value.
Kind of like it. I think it's a bit tough, but I just think Denver, the way that narratives swing in series like this is Denver, they're cooked. Everyone's talked about Miami for 4 days of just oh my God, they're incredible. Yeah. They won 1 game. Yes, Denver lost their first time in all playoffs long in Denver, but look at them turn around and come down to Miami and win Game 3. And for the test, it's just simply Australia to win, $1.90. And I think, look, India missing a couple of dudes, a couple of injuries here and there. I just think Australia have a little bit too much. What about you, Alex? Best bet?
Having a look at the first wicket method for Australia, there's 2 that I'm going to back here, so you can sort of bracket them up and stake accordingly. Caught the short price favourite, obviously, at $1.40, but I'm also going to have something on LBW at $6. Having a look at David Warner in his 37 games against India.
Talked about him again. He's gonna.
Let's go. Shut up. I got to finish.
No, fair enough.
He's been bowled 8 times, caught 19, and LBW 10 times. Usman in 15 innings against India. 11 caught and 4 LBW, so he's yet to be knocked over. You think just the ball nipping around, depending on sort of when we bat as well. If we bat first, and you've seen the pitch there, it looks like a bit of a green top and some cloud cover. With it nipping around early, you can very easily see him sneak off, or sometimes when Warner plants his foot, you just see it swing late and just cannon into his pads, and that very well could happen. So that's why I want to have something on the LBW at $6, but the court looks most likely, hence why it's $1.40, given the fact that, 30 of a combined 52 have been caught.
Yeah, it's a really good call.
Yeah, that's good stats there. Yeah, I like it as well.
Stats Guy, what about you?
I'm just trying to look at Australia head-to-head. I think you guys talked them up yesterday. Down to $1.90 now. It's $1.95, but I think it'll stay around $1.90. I think we'll be confident. Playing in England in 2019 was our last series over there in the Ashes, where we retained the Ashes 1-2 test. I think we can take some confidence from that with a lot of similar players knowing they can play in those conditions. As a lot of people say when you head over to England, got to get used to the conditions. But I think, we can gain some confidence from that. We've got the number 1 and number 3 ranked batsmen in the world in Marnus, Labuschagne and Steve Smith. Obviously, I think they can carry us and put some runs on the board. Then you got Pat Cummins. I think he's going to lead the way. Still one of the best bowlers in the world. And then Scotty Bowler just adds to our bowling depth. I think our bowling depth just is one of the best in the world. And then just another little thing. Nathan Lyon's really fired up for this match. I'm not sure if he's going to dominate, but he didn't play in a World Cup final. So he's saying this is his World Cup final. He's just pumping up the boys apparently. So I just think Aussie's is going to win this one at $1.90 on Bet365. It's the best bet in this one.
Nice one. All right. Good stuff. India, Australia, 7:30 tonight, 8 p.m. I think it actually starts. Should be awesome. Cannot wait. That's Wednesday, June 7th. Righto, that's it. Co-Bet Daily done for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow, probably a little bit early just to make sure that we get in before the NBA Finals tip off.
Yes.
Get right around the show, subscribe, like, and review it, and give us a star rating. Would you give us 5? Or, I don't know, Stats Guy will be outside your window looking at you pretty weirdly. Check us out across all the socials, YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Send in any questions, any comments. We'll have some more Rate My Multis coming up for the rest of the week because we'll be talking a whole mess of AFL and NRL. And, of course, we'll have the AFL and NRL shows later this week as well. I think the AFL show might be later today.
Perfect.
I hope so. I'm planned for it.
Nice. Either way, that's it, I think. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers, Jim.
And, as always, thanks to Gerald for producing this schmozzle. Thanks to me as well. Wearing my Latrell Sprewell Warriors t-shirt today, looking sharp. Nice. Either way, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.